This is How Far.
A podcast hosted by
Me, Temi Otedola.
and me, Mr. Eazi.
Our How Far family, we are back with another season.
We are back like we left and then got back. Not back like we never left.
No, we're back like we left forever.
Yeah.
I know some people are beefing us. But guys, we're back. We promise we haven't left you forever. And we are back with a new season, a lot of updates, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lived 30 lives.
I don't even
Since-
know when the last one was.
It was the proposal special, of course.
What?
If you haven't listened to that, go back. We did 2 episodes in Dubai. What year was that? 2022.
This was 2022.
It's not that long ago.
So like around.
Last year.
Yeah.
You guys have been fed. It's okay. But we're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And I just want us to really catch up with everybody today. Tell everyone how life has been, what we've been up to, what we've been enjoying, what we're looking forward to, and what you can expect from us this season. I mean, I think it'll just be a continuation of rubbish.
Yeah. I think this season is gonna be more just vibes, very random. It's like and it's what you said at the beginning. It's like you're a fly on the wall,
Yes.
and you're just listening to us talking and just saying it as it is.
And I feel like this is why we don't have video yet, or at least for this season, because we literally just like sit down, we have like drinks, my shoes are off, my toes are out, so I'm going to give you the full visual, but like
Yeah.
we are just gisting and catching up ourselves.
Yeah.
So I want to start with asking T, I mean, how far, what have you been up to, how has life been?
Phew, I've been up to so much in my brain. I don't know if maybe I should, like, for this first episode, like, stop at stuff that happened last year, or should we like just do a general how far and just bring it like bring everybody abreast with where we are right now? What do you think?
Not a breast, but yeah.
Is that not a correct? Like,
No, it
word?
is. It
Okay.
is. Well, we're already getting into the Shakespeare English. But no, just 360 since last summer, from last summer to this summer. What's been going on? Like, what are you working on? What's been stressing you out? What's been not stressing you out? What's good?
From last summer till now, I've been interesting. I've gone from living in Accra to living in Cotonou to
Yeah.
living in London,
Yeah.
to finishing my album. I thought I was making one album,
Woo!
but now it's like 2 albums, and I just dropped the first one. I launched a new group, Chop Life Soundsystem, and we'll be touring as Chop Life Soundsystem very soon.
I personally want to understand this group. Like, I feel like people are confused. What is Chop Life Soundsystem?
Okay, is this a like?
It's
Mr. Eazi
giving interview. It's
Can
giving.
you relax?
It's giving. He's like, I didn't come here for all
I
this
come
shit.
here to talk about Chop Life Soundsystem, but
Okay, just give me your elevator
I swear
pitch.
I'm going to interview you too. It seems
Interview
that's
me.
what we're doing
The
now.
girls want to know. You know.
So Chop Life Soundsystem is my new group with DJ Edu, and it's the first like that I know of, the first like African sound system.
Yes.
You know, borrowing from Jamaican sound system culture. And I think it is a way, it is a new group that, you know, Chop Life means enjoy life. So this group is all about enjoyment, is all about freedom. So this first album we've just put out is, you know, Afro dance, Amapiano, Amapiano. It was made in South Africa for 30 days, and then we'll be touring. And what's interesting is now I'm the hype man. DJ Edu is the DJ. So if you think, okay, to just explain to you, if you think Major Lazer, Diplo, Walshy, Chop Life Soundsystem, Mr. Eazi, DJ Edu. Major Lazer puts out albums. We put out album. Diplo puts out music as Diplo. And he also puts out music as Thomas Wesley. and he also puts out music as Major Lazer. So this is me putting out
Mm.
music as Mr. Eazi, but now I'm putting out music as Chop Life Soundsystem. And I
Yeah.
actually even want to put out music as Tosin. Maybe that one will be like gospel. So yeah, and
Pastor Tosin.
we'll be doing parties. So I've been testing it out with Dirty Rave, which we're gonna talk about. You coming? There's so much to
There's so
unpack.
much to unpack, guys.
Um, but during my Dirty Raves, I'm not the performing artist. I'm the MC. I'm the host, and I have the DJs. So that's what I'm doing, and I believe this is just free a way for me to express my freedom, make music how I want to make it, put it out. But don't worry, there'll still be a Mr. Easy album. That one is coming.
And I've heard the Mr. Easy album
Yeah.
that's coming
You
out.
helped me select the Mr. Easy album songs. Although some
Yeah.
of your songs that you like, I took it out. So
Yeah, I've heard the album that's coming out this year, and guys, it's fantastic. And I'm actually a hard critic. Like, I'm not just saying this because you're my husband or anything, but like,
I like that. You say my husband.
we're not married yet, guys. But the album is like phenomenal. Like, and this is coming from someone who is very critical of like not just music. If you guys listen to my playlist, you will know I have a very like wide range of like musical interests, and especially with like album formation, I always think about the journey, like the themes, and this is 100% like your best album
Wow.
that's about
Thank
to
you
come
very
out.
much.
The best, the sweetest music, the softest music. You guys are gonna love it. So there's been a lot happening on your front.
There's been a lot happening. Aside that, I've been I've been not I'm a metamorphosis.
Are you a
I've,
butterfly?
I've been like can you stop? Don't worry, when is your turn? When is your turn?
You said
Don't worry.
metamorphosing.
I've been
I'm done.
accepting more, being more like in front as, the entrepreneur that I am.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
so instead of doing like pretense of like entrepreneurship at the back and then music, I'm an entrepreneur. That's who I am, and I happen to make music, and I happen to be
Yes, sir.
good at it,
Yes,
and
sir.
having close to 2 billion streams, yada yada yada, touring the world, blah blah blah.
He's saying don't play with it.
A couple Latin Grammys nominations here
Okay,
and there.
okay.
Anyway, I'm accepting that as who I am. I'm being forward with it. I'm being more intentional about it. So,
Absolutely.
and shout out to you for like
Shout out to me.
nudging me on. And now I'm in this process of putting everything together and saying yes, Mr. Easy is the entrepreneur CEO, and he's also the guy also performing, jumping on stage and bring everything together. So thanks to Temi,
Oh,
I finally launched Zagada Capital website.
it's not
And
thanks to me.
yeah,
Like
but
you were
because you're
doing all
like
this
push it,
without
push it,
me.
push it. But there's been madness though. There's been madness, but we're gonna
I just had a
uncover it.
great concept for a shoot of you in the booth, but you're wearing
Mhm.
like a suit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And you're like, you have the spreadsheets.
Yeah. For what? For like my album cover?
Just for any shoot, I think it would
Yeah,
be cool,
that would be a good one.
showing the dichotomy of Mr.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys need to get your dictionaries out
Yeah,
again.
you gotta get it out. How far with you, Timmy?
I'm good though. I can't lie. Like life is crazy. Like if you had told me where I am right now
Mm-hmm.
is where I would. No, if you told 2022 Tammy that her life would change so much in 1 year, and like her mindset would change so much in 1 year, and like who she is as a person would change, I would never believe you. Like I feel it's almost scary because the
I think
changes
it's
I've had
scary.
in the last year, I don't even know who I'm going to be when I'm 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been a fantastic year. I've learned a lot about myself. It's also been like one of the most yeah, I metamorphosized too. I can't
Now you're
lie.
copying my words.
But it's been a mix of great work projects. I had my stage debut in Terra Culture,
Yeah.
sang live on stage, have done things that scare the shit out of me,
Yeah.
right? Mixed with like almost being kinder to myself,
Yeah.
like I have so much more balance, like work life balance, if that makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't catastrophize. I'm just trying to enjoy the journey, right? Um
I have a question before you go. What do you mean? What do you mean being kinder to yourself?
like it's okay, like if this thing is not perfect, it's okay.
Yeah.
If I'm not hitting every mark I thought I would hit, like it's just I always give myself unrealistic expectations. Like I always want to be absolutely perfect. Work has to be perfect. My house has to be tidy. My
Yeah.
hair has to be done. Every WhatsApp has to be replied. Every email has to be
Yeah.
replied. Nobody can be disappointed in me. It's like a
Yeah.
lot. Like I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I'm now in a stage where I'm just trying to enjoy life. Like it's deep, but it's not that deep.
Yeah.
And I think I'm happier for it, thank God. And it's just gonna be, a hot girl summer as well.
Hot girl summer straight up. So that takes us. I think you just ran up to December, and then this
Mm,
year.
my memory is also bad. I don't know what happened before December, but this year we kicked it off with a lot of traveling. We went to Iceland again, guys. We love Iceland.
Yeah.
We went in January for our annual couples trip. And then I was back and forth to Niger, like back and forth, back and forth. Had a lot of like work disappointment,
Mm.
and that also pushed me in a way. Like the work disappointment was such an eye opener
Yeah.
because I'm now like in a different trajectory of like I'm just going to make the shit that I get irritated not seeing. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop complaining. I'm just gonna make it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
also being less reliant on like gatekeepers and other people to
Yeah.
put you on.
Yeah.
It's so freeing when like you don't need to answer to anybody. And this is why I want to ask you now is like you're that person who has never, had a boss. Like you've always been your own boss, right?
Mm.
So, like, what advice would you give to people who are also like rebels and like they can't imagine um kind of having to answer to anybody?
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be more free in their career?
Um.
Like, you create all your structures. Like,
Yeah.
do you understand?
Yeah. I think the first thing is to let everybody know, like we always talk about it, is that if you want to be your own boss, like prepare to work 24/7. I mean, you see how, and we've had fights about this. You
100%.
see how hard it is for me to switch off, and I'm always working in some shape or
No,
form.
guys, walking into the studio right now, I had to tell him, please, we're
Yeah.
about to go record. Can you just come off this phone call?
Yeah,
Like,
like literally,
like literally
I was on
walking
a
in.
phone call walking into here.
Yes.
So as I think we have to start from the reality of this whole being your own boss. Don't work
Yeah.
for anybody. Have it your way. Like just knowing that it will suck you. It will, but it's rewarding. It's freeing to know that you'll be working at 2 a.m., but that's because you're working for yourself. So it's like, first, the reality of it
Yeah.
it's not just glamorous. There are many times you feel so scared because you really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. At least if you're working under somebody or under a structure, um you kind of like know that, okay, bad as the bad, salary go drop. Do you understand? But
Mm.
this one, that if there's no, like, I remember COVID. You remember, during
Yeah.
COVID, I was literally there just thinking about how will my staff get paid. That was my biggest fear, of my
Yeah.
staff not getting paid, before even thinking about myself or my baby.
Good.
Thank God my baby, my baby is she's, I think you're like low maintenance ish.
No, I don't like this repetition, please. I'm high
She's a liar. She's high
maintenance.
maintenance, but
No, no, I give.
you're high
I'm
maintenance, but
real.
you're no pressure.
I'm practical. I'm no pressure, but me,
Practical.
don't get it
Yeah.
twisted. I like nice
And
things.
by the way, we'll talk. That's one of the things I want to talk about. When Temi was talking about she changing, so Temi is now. I'm like, so
Be honest. Be
when
honest.
I remember having a conversation with you, and we're talking about brands and everything, and you were talking about Birkins, and you said um you
This is funny.
when you buy when you have a Birkin, your first Birkin, you must buy by yourself. And for me, I
With
just
my
took
own
with your own
coin,
coin, like
coin,
with your own like
coin
money you earned
I
by
earned
yourself, and
through
you
hours
know,
of work. Yeah.
and it must be 100% you. So and that was the old Temi. Fast
No,
forward,
I mean I would just see a Birkin. I'll be like, oh, T, I can't wait to buy my first
yeah,
Birkin for myself. Like I'm really
yeah,
excited, right?
yeah, and fast forward to last year. After we got engaged, one of my friends, my brother, he's just there, and he tells me like, oh, he wants to do something. I film him. He's emotional. I love him, by the way. I just don't want to mention his name because I don't want to put him on the spot. But long story short is, my friend buys Temi a Birkin as a engagement
Present.
present for saying yes to his brother, Mr. Easy. And I don't even really realize what he's giving me because I'm just lost. I never bought anybody that I'm just like, okay, he's giving a bag, and and it was when I was going on the plane, and I was just carrying the box and just throwing it there, that an older lady said, please, can you treat that better? And I was like, what? This bag? And I forgotten what she was saying. Anyway, I give it to Temi. Temi is excited, blah blah blah. I go research to see that, okay, this thing is actually quite deep. And
He said
you
quite
are the way
deep.
you accepted it. I was thinking, I thought Temi said if she got a Birkin, she had to pay for it 100% with her money. And I think that
I just said it's
you've
okay. Let
I
me
think
accept it.
you've gradually started being you've gradually started accepting that, okay, it's okay for me to you're accepting that it's okay for you to be spoiled. Like, okay, so spoil
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
It's not that deep,
Spoil me.
you know? Like,
I think everyone deserves to be spoiled,
yeah,
especially when you're someone who's always, looking after other people.
yeah.
And I mean that's not necessarily me. Let's
Mhm.
not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just said that at the end of the day, like the Birkin is right here, so let me collect it
Let me
and keep
collect
it
it,
pushing.
you know?
And do you know what? Since then, I manifested three more. So also, you need to accept things for them to multiply. One of Temi's gospels, right
Yeah.
there.
And then and you, it's the same thing you were telling me about manifesting. So me too. It's just that I'm trying to figure out what I
You
want to
care about.
manifest.
I
Yeah.
know. I
I
know.
have
I
one
know.
thing I care about, but is big.
Yeah. What's one thing that you know for a fact you have manifested? Like straight facts. You dreamt it and then it
I
happened.
think my life right now, because I always wanted to travel.
Uh.
Like growing up, I you just
Mm,
used to like seeing my dad travel. Like one of my uncles, he just his work just used to post him every 2 years. They'll post him to a new country. Like, I just wanted that lifestyle, that whole traveling lifestyle. And now I travel, like, that's my job.
yeah.
I travel now. I'm traveling this weekend again. Last weekend I traveled. So I think that's one thing I've manifested. So back to your question, if you want to be your own boss, you have to realize that it's not all fun and games, but the only way to do it is to do it.
Yes.
The
I
only
love
way
that.
to do it is to do it, and it's gonna be tough. But it's gonna be rewarding. So you
Mm,
just have to go and do it. There'll be many times it will look like you failed, and so what if you fail? You try
yeah.
another one again. You might run out of steam. Luckily for me, it's like every time I'm about to hit rock bottom,
Mm,
some other opportunity just opens up that I did not even see. So
mm.
I think that's just the thing about life. As long as you keep trying, what you think you're going after might even change. A lot of founders started companies and they thought they were building this company, and then got investment to build one company, and in between, the final company they are now is totally different from what they started out trying to build. So just knowing that that's life, that's how life just happens. Just it's just like a song. Sometimes when you hear the instrumental, you think you're gonna sing about this when you start the melodies, but at the end of the day, maybe you're singing about something different. You never even thought that's what you sing about, or a painting you paint.
Who said I paint?
By like
You're putting too many
no,
stereotypes
like
on my
not like
head.
painting like
Mm,
you are
because
yeah, Picasso. No, but yeah, you just have to just lean into it. I think being your own boss entrepreneurship is like jumping off a cliff and with no parachute, and just believing that you figure it out, and at some point you land softly. So
yeah, jump.
okay, I want to know what was, because you when we came inside here, you were like you had what we wanted to talk about, and now I think like I've
You've
digressed
hijacked
you.
it, but it's okay.
But
Just flow
I
naturally.
want to take you back a little bit, and I don't know if you want us to talk about it on this episode, to talk about your that move from going from last year, from going from movie to stage. Like, what made you even agree to do stage play?
I I'm always up for a challenge. I think that's just it. I'm up for a challenge when given the time to prepare. So,
Mm.
and even in this case, I signed on for the musical. I think probably 10 days or 2 weeks before we started our run at Terra Culture. I think it was 28 shows over 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
can't really remember.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, that was a after the 3 p.m. show, 6 p.m. show from 23rd of December all through Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I was on that stage, and I'm so happy I did it because it just showed me like the other coin of what it is to be an actor, which is to perform live every day. And it showed me you need a different skill set entirely, right? You can be
Mm.
amazing for stage and bad for film and vice versa. And for me, if I'm going to do something, I want to be at least well rounded enough, maybe not to do everything to the thousandth degree, but everything pretty well and at least try. And trying it will also tell me, do I like doing this? And there's a there's like an adrenaline of like getting on stage and like that looking out into a crowd and seeing like live faces every
Yeah.
single night. There's something really, really exciting about that. I mean, you've done that singing live, but I've
Yeah.
never felt that in my life. And having crowds that's so different. As soon as you
Yeah.
get on stage, you know if this crowd is not having it at all, or if they're going to just hype you for no reason, right? Even performing, like
Yeah.
some days you are just performing well and you don't know why. Some
Yeah.
days you and your scene partner, you don't know what it is, it's just flat. And you just keep on going and you do it again, right? So that whole experience was fantastic. And I do really hope to do stage again. And it was nice doing it, with in Nigeria. So like my friends were coming through, my family were coming through, I was getting lit after the show. Like it was just such a fun experience. Um and yeah, I would love to do stage again.
By the way, for those who don't know what we're talking about, Temi, do you wanna give context?
No, I did every December and I think a couple other times every year, Terra Culture do a stage musical. And
Yeah.
I did one run. I did the Motherland musical.
Yeah, Motherland the musical. What were you the most scared about? I know, but like just sharing. I saw Temi Otedola, Teddy's fan page. Like,
They're gonna be so happy you shouted them
shout
out.
out to Teddy's those guys. Guys, I beg, Teddy's fan page. You guys are the best. I was seeing, I was even get before you even post. I was getting updates from
Of course.
Teddy's.
Of course.
Um, and you put out this video
Yeah.
at the end of
The run. Yeah.
the run, showing like the backstory, and you posted this picture, and there was a picture that had you crying that just went like viral.
Oh, guys, this is the if you know, the your biggest slays after your biggest
Yeah,
cry. What was that? Yeah.
your biggest cry is
So
actually
for me, that had nothing to do with our relationship. Of course, the breakup rumors
they
were
were
swirling.
everywhere. Even my
Um,
dad asked me, by the way.
please stop wishing the worst on us. But no, that was I just like to show people like the real shit. Like I even showed Tosin the photo and the post before. I was like, should I put this up? I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. Like it's my Instagram page. I can actually post whatever I want to post. Like it's actually okay. And I just like to show like sometimes I'm gonna be the last person to ever complain, but I just don't think it's healthy to always present your life as perfect, like despite how
Mm,
perfect your life is to everybody else. I just don't think it's like it's a good thing to do. I just don't think so, because at the end of the day, sometimes I'm watching people like, wow, their life is perfect. And just because some people think that about me, right? And then I know my life is not perfect. That gives me the perspective. Okay, even though I think Beyonce is perfect, like I know she's going through a couple things,
yeah.
right? At least I know that. And at the end of the day, like maybe I'll take my own wahala over her own. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Even though I cannot say, like, again, don't quote me on this. I can't say I have wahala that. You know what? But also,
Yeah, there's
it's the
context.
problem of
Like,
like us not being able to say that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I always try to be very careful with my words, but I just think it's important to not only show the highlights, like not all the time. I'm not gonna show you like me at 5 a.m. crying on the phone, having a panic attack with Tosin. Like I'm not gonna show that.
Yeah.
But like I think it's just important, especially like when you have a young audience and people look up to you and they think that, oh well, if I was just this person, all my issues would be solved. Like you really, really don't know what is happening behind closed doors. Like even I have met people that I looked up to and I was like, this person seems miserable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you've had the same thing.
Yeah.
Or like their life was actually very fake, or you don't know what they had to do to get that Birkin, guys. Like, so I just think it's always important to have some sense of perspective. So that is why I posted that picture of me crying.
Yeah. But I mean, to on your point, I think even for yourself to reduce the pressure on yourself, to accept to yourself that everything is not perfect,
I'll
and
never, yeah, yeah, yeah.
like everything is not perfect, but you know but we keep it
But
moving.
we
Thankful for
and we're
life, like
grateful still. Yeah, we're
you're
grateful
grateful still.
still.
But I wanted to really touch on like what was that scare, because I know your teddies are gonna be like, what was that what was this that's if you had to say this was the cause, or one, two, three things were the causes of like the most panic or fear involved in that process. What was like your top three fears?
Oh, okay. Okay, this is simple. I don't have to do top three. It's singing. So this was of course a musical and I never sang in my life. This was what I was obviously most nervous about. Going from never singing to singing live every night in front of like 300 people. And this is where I have to give Mr. Ajibade his flowers. Like, singing is not easy, guys. Like, it
Finally
either
she
comes,
knows.
it either comes naturally to you or it doesn't. And T, like you actually don't rap, like you're a singer. Like he's not at any point rapping.
I'm a rapper,
You're
please.
not a rapper, you're a singer.
Put some respect on my name.
Like you stay on key.
Mm.
And
I
okay,
do stay on key.
maybe you're not doing runs and all that, but like you're singing and you're singing on key and you're singing well and you have a nice tone.
Thank you very
So
much.
I had to learn so much. Shout out to Mr. Frank, my vocal coach. I would literally do the 3 p.m. show, get in my car, get my makeup done in my car, and then whilst I was doing my makeup, be doing vocal lessons for the 7 p.m. show. Do that, get back in the car, and then do more vocal lessons. Like also having done vocal lessons before the 3 p.m. show at home.
Wow.
So I just made sure that I did my best, and I absolutely did my best, and it pushed me as well to like continue this as a skill. So I'm still doing my weekly vocal lessons, so by the time I sing again, I'm gonna be amazing. um but can you just talk me through like how did you learn that you could sing? Like, how did you know you had a talent for singing?
I was about to say I do this in my sleep.
um,
I'm just good at
we
everything.
really said no humility this
I'm really
episode.
just good at anything I do. I might not be the best at everything I do, but I'm good at everything I do. If I want to do something, I'll be good at it.
Okay, I love
I
it.
think the only kind of things that would be hard for me to do is like I can't even think of any.
Mm,
I think if I wanted to run tomorrow, I could be Usain Bolt. I'm just joking, guys.
wow.
But yeah, I've had practice singing in school choir, singing in church choir without knowing, you know.
Ah, okay, you're a choir boy.
So I was a choir boy, you know. If your mom is teaching Sunday school, then you bet you're gonna be in all the groups. I was in singing group, choreography group, all the groups in church. I was there. So I've had a lot of practice. That's why for me, I actually feel like anybody can sing. And I'm not saying everybody's gonna be Mariah Carey or everybody's going to be, Nkoso's on her daughter because I love her voice right now. Um, but anybody can sing. Like I sit down in your singing class and I'm just stressed out by Mr. Frank because it's like
Shout out, Mr.
I'm
Frank.
like it's not that deep,
It's
guys.
that
It's not
deep. It's
that
really
deep.
that deep. No, no, no. It's
But
that deep.
the best way to do it is just like you did it. Just be there, and I can tell how hard it. A lot of people don't know. Like even for me, every time I go on stage to a new audience, knowing that there's a new audience there, I'm like stressed out because I want to hit my notes.
Yeah.
I want the reverb to be proper, all of that, and that's like my job. I sing so like hearing you say singing was your biggest fear, like knowing that okay, you're not the best singer in the world and this is the first time you're singing and acting at the same time. I watched it and when I was watching it I was just like, wow. And
Thank you.
you sounded on key throughout. So I thought it was a good one,
Thank you.
even though
Thank
we
you.
ended up fighting.
I mean, yes, we did end up fighting. Um,
It shocked you,
it
Abby.
shocked. It
But
shocked me.
I just think it was just a high pressure moment for both
No,
of
it was
us.
it was very high pressure. Like having your normal like December in Nigeria plus every day, yeah, basically turning up for a 10-hour shift at work.
Yeah.
You have people coming, your friends are coming to show, they need to get blah blah blah. You have to do press, you're going to do interview, you're still going out, you're going to the club, like it was a lot. Like I was on my last tether. Like I had one brain cell when I left that place.
Mm.
But it was fantastic. And you did your dirty rave in Ghana.
Yeah.
So I flew over for the night, came to support. We also fought then, but
Yeah.
everything is in the past now. In case you guys think we don't fight.
Ah.
But Tosin pulled off the best festival I've ever been to in Africa on the continent. Um and that's just facts. Like I'm not even gassing him up because again, I don't want to. I want to, but like I'm not trying to, like he knows I'm not trying to, you know, massage his ego.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it
no
was
whining.
okay. It was the best festival I've been to in
Thank
Africa,
you.
hands
Thank you.
down. And this is just purely in terms of production, organization, safety. Like when you saw the lights, you just knew that okay, all right,
Yeah.
like things are making sense here. Like when you just saw it was just a production for me. I don't know how describe production to our like non
Um,
entertainment people. Like, what does production
so
mean?
production is why it's from like the sound, not just the equipment, but like, the quality, the amount of echoes,
Yeah,
to the lights. We had the moving heads, we had the lasers, and not just the equipment, but the use of the equipment. So like we had to hire a crew, local crew from Ghana. Shout out to Kobe, shout out to Lanter. Do you know that the entire like the lights, that was Lanter's first time of like doing anything lighting.
wow.
He had not done anything lighting. We just had the idea and we're like, okay, we'll figure it out. And we bought our own equipment. So we bought almost all the equipment for that had to do with lighting.
And I'm gonna push you. What usually happens is that people will rent locally, right?
Yeah, so what usually happens everywhere is that when you want to do a festival, you rent the venue, then you rent the speakers, you rent the sound, you rent the stage,
And all the
you
various vendors will
all
come
the
and pick up.
various
Yeah,
vendors, and then you have a production company that is managing all the vendors to put it
right.
together. But for Dirty Rave, we had not done Dirty Rave for like 2 years, and so it was very high tension for me because we had not done Dirty Rave for 2 years, and we were coming back. And this time, I insisted and said, I don't want any artist on the bill. It's just going to be myself and DJs
Yeah.
because that's what I wanted. Guys, Temi is now putting her leg. I've become her stool with her
No,
curved
I like you.
legs.
I like. Okay, this is really weird. I like it when someone just like holds my foot.
Why are you telling them a secret? Then somebody will come out.
No, I'm saying just because my like I'm very cold. One thing about me is that I'm cold. Like my blood runs cold, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always cold. So like, and my feet get really cold. So tomorrow I know what to wear to the studio, right? Um, but yeah, sometimes I just need like my foot held.
You like foot rubs.
But I don't have a foot fetish. Let's just put that on the record.
Yeah, guys,
I
she
don't
does
like
not
feet.
have.
I like my own feet
Yeah, she doesn't have a
held.
foot fetish.
I
I
not
would know.
massage, like just warmed up.
Mm,
Okay, let's go back to the
that one
festival.
made up. Yeah, but this one, I was just so particular that if we've not been doing this dirty rave for 2 years, now we need it to like be the best produced festival in Accra.
Yep.
Secondly, is like what makes it different. Like everybody's doing festivals now, and you just bring a lineup. And I mean, we brought Rick Ross before, and there's another people bringing McMill, Bonner Boy. But I was like, okay, for this one, first of all, it was a chance for me to prove what will be Chop Life Sound System,
Yeah.
which is me as the MC and a collection of DJs. And it's like when you go to clubs, you're not going to club really to go and see any artist.
You're going to rave.
You're going to rave, you're going to party, you have loud music, good DJ, nice ambience, um, drinks. So that's what I was trying to achieve.
Yeah, so it's more about the experience than the lineup,
The
correct?
experience, yeah. So that's
Yes.
why as people were coming into the rave, we were giving them ginger shots
Love it. How many
because like
people attended?
over 11,000 people turned up.
Nice.
It was just me and the DJs, and a lot of my friends just started popping up and vibing with us on stage and ended up performing. So we had the best security setup, we had the best light
Yes,
setup,
yes.
we had the best sound setup, we had the best production setup, and I'm excited that it turned out even better than I expected, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Woo. And do you know one day we need to do a map of the Mr. Easy ecosystem, right? Because I am always like confused as to how you do everything.
Mm.
Like the festival alone could be someone's five-time
Someone's
job.
job.
Like it's basically him. Apart from like he's not the one carpenting the stage,
No.
but like you might as well be. Like it's really a one-man show.
It's not a one man
It's a
show,
one-man
Joe.
show.
It's not a one. It's just that like
You
I
are the mastermind, and you do
yes,
you do work you shouldn't be doing.
yes, I do, like I do work I shouldn't be doing, but it's like
No, there's a great team, but I just want to say like I don't know how one person does everything.
I think it's also from the point where when you're used to being, that's the thing about being an entrepreneur, like when you're used to being the one to start something and see it through,
Yeah.
it's hard for you to trust other people. And
Mm.
for you to trust other people, then they need to show you, they need to be like better, way better than you. It's almost like they need to think faster than you. So, I have a great team, but we're also running lean. If you think about it, like we have the label, then we're doing festivals, then we're doing music distribution, then we're trying to find new artists, then we're doing music finance, then we're doing publishing, all within
But I'm
a
saying, and
small
that's
team.
just for me. That's the music bubble. That's not the investor bubble.
No,
That's not the even things I can't say.
yeah.
So
So I'm putting
it's
everything.
crazy.
I'm putting everything together now. Like right now, this year, Dirty Rave. I'm I've just been involved in terms of the idea of what it to be.
Yeah.
And they will come to, I'm having a call this week where they'll tell me, they'll show me, they'll present to me, and I approve. So I'm taking a step back now, especially because I want to, spend more time enjoying life and thinking of top line stuff. And I really want to tour a lot this year. I want
And
to be
thinking
on
about
the
me.
road, and I want to spend time with my wife. So, and even just for quality of life, I have to step back, do top line, and get get the best team. More like be a coach, because what I'll be doing is I'll be the man, I'll be the owner of the club, and the coach, and I want to defend and score. It's not possible.
Yeah.
We've been doing it, but it can be done better. So now I just want to be a coach, the manager of the club, and have the right team and trust the team to execute. I wish I had like your team. Temi's team is like my team is great. I also love Temi's team.
No, I just surround myself with baddies.
Temi has some girls that
Not because-
I've
no, I just
actually
like
been using
baddies.
Temi's team.
No, I just like baddies. I just like bad. That's I can only describe it as baddies. Like people who are just so smart. Like they even inspire me. They just get shit done. Like we're not there to talk. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
like we just love to elevate and get shit done, and that's all.
People don't know how much work that goes into like, your posts.
Sometimes I try to help T with his Instagram and TikTok, and he actually gets frustrated.
Guys, I
And I'm
hate
like, this is
social
what it
media right now.
takes. This is what it takes, baby.
I'm tired of social media right now.
And it's
I'm done.
okay. And it's okay.
I'm done. So Temi ended up, let's go. This is what we always do. We start to go off topic. So
It's
Temi ended
normal.
up doing having an awesome run in December for Motherland. I went there to watch. I was so proud. She killed it. It was like her thing, to be honest. It was her thing. Like watching it, you just knew who the star of the show um was. And after watching it, I went back to Ghana, and from there, I went to South Africa. So we actually
We
didn't
didn't really see
spend,
each other
yeah,
the
we didn't
first
spend New
quarter.
Year's.
I was in Lagos. But let's fast forward. We're
Yeah.
past Iceland, so let's keep it moving.
What even happened in Iceland?
That's why I'm saying let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
We've had some fun adventures recently, so let's keep it moving. So,
Okay.
guys, we went from Iceland. I was back and forth to Nigeria, auditioning for stuff, filming stuff, campaigns. I filmed a cute little cameo in Ira's video. Just fun little projects
Did we
back and
announce
forth.
Bamboo?
Yeah, I had my bamboo ambassadorship come out, so it was a mix of work and play and just doing different things, saying yes to different things, right? Um, then I had my birthday in Monaco, TT 27. We
TT
had to shut
27
down.
shut down.
Shut down. That was a week of fun and play. And then I'm not laughing for any particular
I
reason.
know
Apart
why
from
she's laughing.
one thing about T is that he just likes to look at me sometimes. He doesn't
Oh,
know what to ask me. But yeah, we had TT 27, and then I'm blanking, but I think me and Tosin went on the Orient Express again.
Orient
So do you know
Express.
what? If you guys listen to the proposal special, you know our entire Orient Express story. Do you remember when we said that they're gonna give us a free trip? Yeah, that happened. So we went on that train again.
Yeah.
This time, we boarded in Paris, got on the train at the right time. Everything is moving smoothly. I finally get to wear this like green Valentino dress I'd been saving from the year before. It was a vibe. And then, of course, they say that, oh, there's a train strike, or there was something. Again,
Train. Yeah.
the routes changed again. I spent the night like violently throwing up in the toilet.
But what was that about?
I had motion sickness.
Ah, it was motion sickness.
Yeah, like everything was going great, and then I was just sick, like so sick. So
Yeah.
I've never been that
I remember
sick.
you woke me up at like 2
No, it
a.m.
was like 4. Oh,
Yeah.
like 4. Yeah, it
It
was
was
early
like
morning.
3 a.m. More like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
And you had to throw up.
yeah, it was not cute.
Wow.
And but the rest of the trip was good. We landed in Florence, and then we had 2 days in Florence. You know, did
Yeah.
the pasta, the wine tasting,
Yeah. Good food.
good food, good food. I actually really love Florence.
And that guy, I think this year I've been getting better luck with um people at the restaurant. People are loving me at restaurants now.
Yeah,
Because they just, I don't know,
yeah.
I think this guy was just he was just so surprised about how calm I was and unsure.
Yes. You know, like what one thing I love about Italians, I feel like Italians are the Nigerians of Europe. Like
Mm.
Italians are so funny. Like I just love the gra-graness of them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, there
Like
is a
they're
Gregor.
extra. And they know how to season and
Like
make good
us.
food. Yes. So they this guy in the restaurant was like moving quickly, like he's trying to do like it's like being,
He was
in a frenzy,
in
in
a
a frenzy,
frenzy.
being in and
In a
then
beautiful frenzy, by the
yeah,
way.
and then they came to, okay, so tea, what do you want to eat? And Tosin takes his time to speak. He's talking slowly. He's like, how about, and it was just like Tosin was like really there to sit back and relax, and the guy just did not grab, like he didn't get it.
Yeah. He was
And so he found it hilarious, and we all just started laughing. We were like, "Yeah, you're meant to take your time in life. There's no reason to be
yeah.
quick with it."
And he went from just order your food to okay, I actually like this guy's
Yeah.
style. And the following day, like and everything he just started
What do you
doing
mean the
just became
following
the
day?
following day, remember when we were walking, he saw me and he was like waving
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know? He was waving to me and he's like, hey, come through to the restaurant, blah blah blah.
yeah. I think people find you like, because I know you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't appreciate like meeting you for the first time. Like you're actually so funny.
What?
Because I'm saying
What do
you're
you mean?
so relaxed. Like you're
Oh, okay,
so,
okay, okay.
guys. You'll never meet a more laid back person, especially like me, because I'm so like high strung. But I'm
Mm.
the person who like knows what they want to order. I have like I'm like ready to go. So I'm the person he expects. And then when Tosin comes in, he's just like, yeah, like it's such a vibe change for some people.
Yeah,
Do you get
yeah. And you could um yeah, it's like a certain kind of like non
nonchalance?
yeah. I think I'm taking that as a compliment these days.
But sometimes like your eye isn't open.
My eyes is in
Like he's so relaxed that his eyes are closed, which is great. I think that's how you're able to handle your life as well. Like,
mm,
me and my stress levels,
yeah.
I would not be able to put down that many fires.
I promise you I should actually be a more stressed out individual.
That's why it works. Because anyone else would be so stressed all the time.
Mm.
I don't think I'll be able to
Or
handle
maybe
it.
the stress is just staying in my head.
Yes, but like it's just funny. Like you're just relaxed,
Mm.
which is great. But I do like because I know you so well. I know when you're nervous. I know when you're actually stressed,
Yeah.
and it's so cute.
Oh, thank you. So
But it will be
since
something like, oh, his stylist dropped off clothes he didn't like. Like it's something so random. It's never anything serious. Yeah, again, it's relative.
yeah,
It's
it's
relative.
relative. I think what always gets to me right now, the things that are stressing me out is Instagram, TikTok, like just social media. I'm done with social media. I just want somebody to do my social media for me.
Do
I
you
don't
know?
want to think
I
about
want to
social
pull
media.
in. I want to pull in the community now, guys. Like, comment below. Like, what do you love about T's social media? What do you think would be great to see from him? Just like give us your feedback a little bit, even on mine as well. Like, I just want to know from an outside perspective what you guys think.
What is the so I think we've run through the update, but what is the one change that you've seen in the last year for you personally? I know you've talked about, you changing your mind to saying, okay, you know what, it's okay, everything doesn't have to be perfect, you know, relax. But in terms of like, is there any, what is that change that you've seen?
No, I think I just don't like when people take the piss now. I don't let them.
Mm,
I actually like. I'm very confident in myself now.
mm,
So it's giving take it or leave it.
mm,
Do you understand?
mm,
It's giving like take my boundaries or leave it. It's giving take my friendship and love or leave it. It's giving just like I'm only gonna take reciprocal energy. If I respect you, I know I will respect you. I will value your time. I will communicate well. I will dot dot dot. If it's not reciprocal, then we're gonna leave it. And that's with work. That's with relationships. That is with literally everything. Like I've even shocked myself on like the work things I've said no to. Again, people pleaser, type A, um, imposter syndrome, all these things. Like I used to say yes to things based on yeah, but why should you say no?
yeah,
Like you've been given this opportunity. But now, like if it's not working for me, because I know how hard I work, I know how much I respect people's time
yeah,
and energy. If it's not reciprocal, yeah, we're gonna leave it. That is it.
yeah,
Like, and it's so freeing, guys. If you're also scared of this, like I was, I'm still working on it for sure. Like
yeah.
it is going to change your life. I'm being so serious.
But what was the it's basically the people pleaser in you
Yeah.
is what it has been the source of the most stress for you.
Yes, it's so weird because when you're people pleasing, you think you're protecting yourself. It's like, okay, Tammy, can you do this thing? And you're like, oh, I'm so scared to say no that I'm going to say yes. Right? So in that
Yeah.
moment, you're getting relief of like, oh, I don't need to let anybody down. But long term, I promise you, you're only letting yourself down. Like if you actually cannot do it, you're not capable of doing it because of you're taking too much on, or you feel like the person is using you, or you're just saying yes because you feel obligated. I promise you, you don't need to say yes. Like if half of the people listening are like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Half the people like, oh my god, I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Those people, please listen up. Like I wish I knew this when I was 18.
Yeah.
Like you actually don't need to agree, and just communicate it in a way that you would appreciate it, and that's it. And sometimes now I just say no thank you.
And without an
You don't
explanation.
need to explain, and you help me so much with that. Like I'm always drafting essay, notes app,
Yeah.
send to mommy, send to like just say no, thank you. Cause when it's time for your own, it's a ghost town. I
Yeah.
promise you guys. Like
People will just tell you no,
okay,
and that's
yeah.
it. But then you want to explain why your no is no. Meanwhile, it's just no.
And what's the thing you've learned? What's like the number one thing? For me, that's it. That's really, it's just giving take it or leave it.
Oh wow. The number one thing I've learned
Or
in
like your number one growth or change,
I think actually so funny. I think I think oh wow, I don't even know how to say this. It's like I always give excuses for I always try to think that things are not as they seem. So
Mm.
if I see let's say if I see somebody like with the fist off like fist up at me, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're doing exercise. Maybe they don't want to punch me.
Yeah.
Or like when they punch me, I'm like, oh, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was because of this thing I did or this thing I
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that caused this. Like there must have been something to cause it. Instead of, hey, there's a punch on your face. It is what it is. So I think I'm beginning to grow up in the sense of just accepting that life is as it is,
Yeah.
and what you see might be what you get, or at least you cannot start thinking for something you're not seeing. This thing is in front of you, and just taking it. And you've helped me. Like I know would talk inside, but
Mm.
there's been situations right now where you've started to advise me and say, but you don't need to respond to everything. So it's like I won't say I'm a people pleaser, but it's like I don't know how to put it.
Hmm.
Does that mean I'm a
Oh, no, no, no. I get. Okay, so let me try and explain. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
yeah,
I think using me and Tosin as examples. For me, I don't try and read around what you are doing. I take what you say and what you do, and I'm like, this is the truth, right? So
yeah,
if Lola says, Temi, I like apples, I'm like, oh, Lola likes apples.
yeah,
But if Lola says to Tosin, I like apples, he might think, oh, Lola loves pears. Do
mm,
you understand? It's like
yeah,
you're overreading,
yeah,
or you're giving people the benefit of the doubt when you shouldn't,
yeah,
or you're just overthinking it to the point where you're not actually listening entirely to what the person said. You're kind of making your own concept of what they've said,
yeah.
which is fair. I think we all do it in our lives. But I am literal. Like if you say to me, I don't want to do anything with my birthday, I will think.
Somebody,
No, I
somebody,
didn't mean to stop you. I didn't mean to stop you. I didn't mean to stop you.
somebody has
I
subbed
didn't mean
me.
to stop you. Okay, guys, listen. Tosin says he doesn't want to do anything for his birthday. So I'm like, oh, Tosin doesn't want to do anything for his birthday because when I want to do my birthday, I say, guys, we're doing birthday
Yeah.
for 1 week. Shut it down, right? I didn't mean to stop you.
Don't worry, this is
I
episode one.
promise. We have more subbing to come, guys.
Yeah,
But guys, does that make sense? Like, I think sometimes, yeah, you like to read around people's words, not in a bad way, but you're trying to actually give the benefit of the doubt, make them seem less bad
yeah,
than they are.
yeah.
Is
But
is, is that what you
yeah,
meant?
that's true. But it's because I also want the benefit. I crave the benefit of doubt because I
Ooh,
want. Okay, so that it's like I want to give you the benefit of doubt so that you will give me the benefit of doubt because I know we're all not perfect. Like I'm not perfect, you're not
yeah.
perfect. So I'm like, okay, if you fuck up, right? I want to be able to say, okay, maybe it was a mistake.
Mm,
Maybe you didn't really plan to fuck up. Maybe, you know, I want to be able to give you that excuse because I know that I might be the one to fuck up tomorrow, and I want you to give me that benefit of doubt. But I
yeah.
do know that the fact that I'm giving you the benefit of doubt doesn't mean it's not equal. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not going to be equal benefit of doubt. So now I think the biggest change for me now is just okay. If you think I'm a bad guy, I'm a bad guy. If you think I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy. If you move mad, I'm interpreting it as you've moved mad. If you don't move mad, I'm interpreting it as
Yeah.
you've not moved mad. It's like there's no hidden coded message.
Yeah. And I think it's just important to always take people like by their actions, not their words.
Yeah,
Like not to be
just
cheesy, but like it's true. Like I can say to you, oh, I can go up and down the country giving talks about how amazing of a mother I am, right?
yeah,
But it's the actions, no?
yeah. It's like
That was a
how,
random example because
like
I'm not
every,
a
yeah,
mother,
yeah, yeah.
but
No, I get
you
it.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Like, what are you really doing?
Yes. Yes. And again, like I'm someone who's not like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's
Yeah,
not words of affirmation. It's like, okay, how show me you love me. Like how
yeah,
do you actually love me? Like what are you
yeah,
doing that proves to me that you love me?
yeah. So, guys,
It's quite deep
yeah,
to
so
end
guys, I'm
with.
telling you, I'm even so guys, it's been a year since we did this. We're so happy to come back in the middle of that. Temi has gone on and made her debut on stage with Motherland the musical. Um she's about to start doing her own movies.
We'll talk about
We'll
that
talk
in a
about
future
that in the
episode.
future. You know, we've moved into to together, like, you know, properly. Um,
No, I mean, let's save all of that. It's gonna be an amazing
okay,
season, guys.
we'll go into that, but yeah, I think we've kind of like brought you to where we are now,
Right now in time.
and
Yeah.
in the future episodes, we'll now start to give you guys the tea on the flashpoints and
Many different topics.
more different topics. So
Yeah.
this is just a, hey guys, okay, we're back. Let's go.
Let's go, and thank you so much for tuning in as always. We appreciate you guys. Please make sure to share this episode, send it to your friend, send it to your uncle, send it to your auntie, and we will see you next episode. Uh let's talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next
Okay.
episode.
All right, guys.
So that's it for this episode of How Far. Thank you so much for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Play, and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Don't forget to subscribe to our socials and follow our YouTube channel.
Share this episode on your socials and leave us with a review of 5 stars. See you next week.